Good day, and welcome to Zoyols News. I'm Michael Reed. Our top story this hour: President Donald Trump has imposed new tariffs on dozens of countries, opening a fresh chapter in his trade policy and raising concerns about the possible impact on global markets and consumers. This is Zoyols News. Once again, I'm Michael Reed. The news begins now. Dozens of America's trading partners, from Europe to China to India, now face new tariffs of 10% to 12.5% on goods shipped to the United States, according to the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. The tariffs, announced Thursday, went into effect Friday morning. Goods from the 60 affected trading partners make up 99.4% of U.S. imports. The timing coincides with the lapse of a 10% near-blanket duty President Donald Trump imposed earlier this year that was deemed unlawful. Senior White House officials said the president will not let courts or other limits undermine his trade policy goals. The action follows a months-long U.S. Trade Representative investigation into alleged forced labor tied to exports to the U.S. and countries' failure to address it. The European Union criticized the tariffs, with Kaja Kallas calling it a negative surprise and rejecting the claims. Switzerland also opposed the allegations, while Norway said it does not plan to retaliate. Brazil rejected the 12.5% tariff and reiterated its call for reciprocity. Mexico's economy minister said Mexico's effective tariff rate has not changed. Australia, hit with a 12.5% tariff, called the move completely unjustified, and said it will keep lobbying for removal of all tariffs on Australian goods. The new rates cover countries supplying most U.S. imports, though exemptions were granted for items like oil and gas, and products not easily sourced domestically. Officials said the rollout timing was meant to avoid complexity from stacking the new levies on top of existing 10% duties. Officials said business leaders want continuity and predictability on tariff rates after last year's on and off tariff shifts. The administration stressed the president will use available tools to meet trade objectives. Some countries qualified for a lower 10% rate after steps to combat alleged forced labor, but officials said they doubt the practice will end soon and may keep higher levies in place. For most Americans, prices may not jump immediately because many duties were already being paid, though that could change in coming weeks and months. Other Section 301 investigations are pending, including claims that partners like China, Mexico, and the EU drive global manufacturing overcapacity. Trade experts see Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 as more legally durable than the emergency authority used for Trump's earlier Liberation Day tariff regime. Section 301 tariffs can remain in place indefinitely, and the administration is exploring additional ways to raise border taxes. The White House also announced a 50% tariff on certain Canadian goods, set to take effect next month, under a never-before-used provision of the Smoot-Hawley Trade Act. That wraps up our report on President Donald Trump's new tariffs targeting dozens of countries. The measures are expected to have wider implications for international trade, global markets and consumers as governments assess their next steps. You're watching Zoyols News. I'm Michael Reed. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day.